Hello and welcome to part 3 of my Learn Japanese with Genki series. By the end of this video, you will be able to form a bunch of short sentences connecting a noun to an adjective with the particle wa. では始めましょう。So in the last episode, we looked at the particle wa, which again, it is written in hiragana with ha. Again, I'm going to repeat myself, but if you have not already learned hiragana, get on that. I'm going to be putting out, or I might already have it out by the time you're watching this video, a video teaching hiragana, basically. That is the basic Japanese alphabet. It's learn that as quickly as you can, because I will be including romaji, or the Roman script breakdown of these words beneath the hiragana for a while, but after a while I'm going to cut that out and just do hiragana. So the faster you can learn hiragana, the better. But anyway, as you'll note, the particle wa is written with the hiragana ha, but it is pronounced wa. So that's why we call it particle wa. So last episode we learned X1 wa X2 des, where X is a noun. So it is a noun is a noun. So we learned sentences like 私は大学生です. I am a college student. I is a noun, a pronoun. 大学生or college student is another noun. So this noun is also this noun. They're the same thing. So we're describing a noun with another noun. But in this episode, we're going to be describing nouns with adjectives. So it's basically X wa Y des, where X is a noun and Y is an adjective. So it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of the same grammar rule that we learned last episode, only this time it's an adjective instead of a second noun. So we're going to go over several model sentences now to illustrate how this grammar rule works, and we'll learn some new vocabulary words in the process. First sentence, 空は青いです. So 空 is the sky, and 青い is blue. So 空は青いです is the sky is blue. 焼きそばは美味しいです. So 焼きそば, if you know Japanese food, yakisoba is a really delicious festival food. It's kind of like the Japanese version of chow mein, if you know Chinese American food, but it's fried noodles with cabbage and sometimes some pork and ginger and other aromatics, and it's delicious. I love it so much. And that is a perfect segue to oishi, which means delicious. So yakisoba is delicious. Yakisoba wa oishii desu. 英語は難しいです. So if English is your first language, this might not be true to you, but 英語 is English and 難しい is difficult. So 英語は難しいです is English is difficult. The English language is difficult specifically. 数学は簡単です. This also might not be true to you, but 数学 is math and 簡単 is easy. So 数学は簡単です means math is easy. 日本は素晴らしいです. So last episode we learned that Nihon is Japan. It is also pronounced Nippon. So I think in my general experience it's pronounced Nippon more often than Nihon. Could have been a regionalism. I lived in Iwate-ken, the Iwate prefecture, which is far up north. Who knows? But anyway, Nihon and Nippon, they're both Japan. So Nippon wa subarashi. Subarashi is amazing, wonderful, awe-inspiring. So subarashi desu is Japan is amazing. Japan is wonderful. Tsuki wa kirei desu. So tsuki is the moon, and kirei is beautiful or clean in some cases. So the moon is beautiful. And side note, cultural note, not all Japanese people know this, but the way that you're supposed to say I love you in Japanese is tsuki wa kirei desu ne, like the moon is beautiful. They say that that's a very Japanese way of expressing I love you, because in Japan they're often vague with their feelings and emotions, and people don't usually outright say literally I love you. And it's kind of how a scholar instructed, well, you know, an English speaker or a person from our Western culture, it's how it was described, hey, well, in in Japan we're so vague. We don't outright say I love you to somebody if we love them. We would say something more like tsuki wa kirei desu, like the moon is beautiful, the moon is pretty. So it can also have that undertone to it. If you tell someone, if you're sitting alone with a hot person and you're like tsuki wa kirei desu ne, you might be coming on to that person. So use this phrase with caution. But I think the moon is pretty. I think the moon is beautiful. So tsuki wa kirei desu. Inu wa urusai desu. This is going to ruffle some feathers, but I'm not a dog person. I think they're too loud and annoying. So inu is dog. Urusai is both loud and annoying kind of at the same time. So just loud, annoying. Yip, 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 yip. Blech. Anyway, inu wa urusai desu. I like big dogs. I like the big, docile, quiet dogs that look like wolves. I just don't like those little yip, 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 yippy dogs. Taiyo wa atsui desu. So we talked about the moon before, let's talk about the sun. Taiyo is the sun, atsui is hot. So taiyo wa atsui desu is the sun is hot. Mizu wa tsumetai desu. Mizu is water, and tsumetai means cold, but it means cold more specifically in terms of like the wind or water. Like if you touch water and it's cold, it's tsumetai. If you feel the wind on you and it's cold, that's tsumetai. There is another word for cold, and that is samui. You might have heard that before, but it's incorrect to describe water as samui. Water is tsumetai. And if I'm just expressing it's cold, I can say samui. Samui desu. Neko wa nemui desu. So neko is cat, and nemui is sleepy. So the sentence is, the cat is sleepy. And to bring that point home earlier about what I said about you can just say samui desu to just say it's cold, I'm cold. You can use this x wa y desu model and drop x altogether and just say y desu, and that itself is already a sentence. So y is an adjective. So if I want to say I'm sleepy, I can just say nemui desu. I don't have to say watashi wa nemui desu. I can just say nemui desu. If I want to say you're being too loud and noisy, I can just say urusai desu. If I'm just expressing that something is difficult, like maybe I'm holding up this Genki textbook and I'm looking at it and I'm like, muzukashii desu. I don't have to say this textbook is muzukashii desu. I can just say, muzukashii desu. And it's implied, oh, this textbook, this is so hard, but I don't have to literally say this is. I can just say hard desu. So before we review everything that we learned in this lesson, if you want to get more out of this Learn Japanese with Genki series, you can consider supporting me on Patreon. I have a special level called Juku because it is the $19 level. Juku is a pun, incidentally, so Juku can be sort of pronounced Ju is 10 and Ku is 9, and then Juku is also Japanese cram school. So that's how the pun works, and that's how it's a $19 level. Anyway, for this level, you get the perks of my $1, $3, and $5 level, and in addition to that, you also get entered in a special email list where I will send you Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, I will send you out worksheets so that you can practice the things that we learn in these videos. You fill out the worksheets, you email them back to me, I email them back to you graded. So it's kind of like being enrolled in a special class. And in addition to that, you're basically letting me know, hey, this Genki series, we all like it, we want more of it, and I will make more of it more frequently for you guys. So the more patrons I get at this Juku or $19 level, the more often I will be making these Genki videos. So now we're going to review what we learned in this episode. I'm going to repeat each model sentence that I brought forth 3 times, and I'm going to leave a pause in between each time so that you have a chance to practice saying the sentence too. Sora wa aoi desu. Sora wa aoi desu. Sora wa aoi desu. Yakisoba wa oishii desu. Yakisoba wa oishii desu. Yakisoba wa oishii desu. 英語は難しいです。英語は難しいです。英語は難しいです。数学は簡単です。 数学は簡単です。数学は簡単です。日本は素晴らしいです。日本は素晴らしいです。日本は素晴らしいです。月はきれいです。月はきれいです。月はきれいです。犬はうるさいです。犬はうるさいです。犬はうるさいです。太陽は暑いです。太陽は暑いです。太陽は暑いです。水は冷たいです。水は冷たいです。水は冷たいです。猫は眠いです。猫は眠いです。猫は眠いです。寒いです。寒いです。寒いです。難しいです。難しいです。難しいです。眠いです。眠いです。眠いです。Thanks for watching. Share this video with people who might want to learn Japanese who are at the beginner level. Check my Genki playlist for more videos in this series. Or if you're feeling frisky, adventurous, and you consider yourself a little more at the intermediate level of Japanese, you can watch my Learn Japanese by Singing series or my Watch Sailor Moon Learn Japanese series. Thank you to all my patrons and subscribers for making this series possible, and I'll see you next time. Mata ne!